So, very few people expected lightning to strike when the Planet of the Apes franchise decided to make Caesar its new biggest thing. But it did, and it struck hard, making what I believe is the one of the best trilogies of the past 10 years. It seemed very hard to believe that the same lightning could strike again for yet another reboot, and no surprise, Maze Runner West Ball's direction is a lot more creaky than Matt Reeves. Not from what we know, Caesar, a character so original and magnetic a leader that he literally made a human man, such as myself, turn against his own fellow man and root for humanity's demise, he has been laid to rest and generations have gone by. Then picks up with the Eagle Tribe, an ape-run village which is laid to waste by a pack of masked gorillas with stun batons. Their leader is killed and many more are rounded up and imprisoned, which leaves only the leader's son Noah, played by Owen Teague, to take the journey to find them and avenge his father. This results in a far more straightforward action picture. Where the trilogy was so good at focusing on the apes and their continued growth and what the humans were left to do about that, the series took complex twists. It introduced layers to both ape and human villains and remained fairly thought provoking throughout. The Kingdom is more of a road trip adventure flick, doesn't automatically kill it, but it also could have trimmed quite a bit off the runtime of 2.5 hours. Still, if you're a fan of dystopian futures, this has more than enough eye candy with the cities gone to ruin and packs of marauding apes that attack Noah in all sorts of horse chases, battles, and one moment where an ape stronghold is literally overcome by a monsoon of water. This being an ape movie, the motion capture CGI also just continues to be impressive. Not so much as before, where we marveled at how Andy Serkis was able to convey all those mannerisms and emotions behind the eyes, but you still gotta respect the animators who made sure the faces and the hair all look real, and the actors doing the body movement. Owen Teague's Noah is fine. He's essentially one of those youngling characters trying to find themselves. He's likable, but compare him to any number of characters from the past films, and personality wise, he doesn't really measure up. But another character I did kind of like was Peter Macon's Raka, who is this historian of Caesar's past who lets Noah know that there is far more to the world outside of his home than he realizes. And that brings me to the third member of this traveling crew, which is a human character named May, played by Freya Allen. Humans have essentially become feral in this world. They can no longer talk, which makes how May is not only able to talk, but read, and later on know a lot about technology, all the more confusing. She's a character who is so briefly defined that she really only inspires a lot more questions. Also, you can smear all the mud on Freya Allen that you want, but she still looks like a cover girl. For the most part, she and Noah kind of share co-lead roles here, and there's a reason for that, which is to bring up the idea of humans and apes possibly living together. It's brought up, but it's not exactly gone into in great compelling detail. Mostly what we're left with is that if more films are greenlit, that's the direction that we're going into. Oh, and the film does have a villain, though he doesn't appear in the film until much later. But thankfully, he is played by Kyle Durand, who makes a forceful impression as a character named Proximus Caesar, who runs a prison camp. In the end, I think if you shaved off about 25 minutes from this movie, it could have been a much more fast-paced action flick with some decent characters. For the most part, it seems to be trying to whet our beaks for more, giving us little bits of info dumps on where it might go, but it also can be wandering and sort of ponderous for way too long. And also, if you're a fan of the original trilogy, it definitely comes off as less self-assured. And so, for the most part, what I keep coming back to is just it's fine. It's not something that's going to revolutionize the franchise like the trilogy did, but it's also watchable, and at times the action is fantastic, but also you just kind of leave feeling like the series' best stuff is behind it. That's kind of why I'm going C+, guys. But that is my opinion. I'd love to hear yours. Let me know down below there. Also, if you could, click that like button, click that subscribe button, and I do hope to see you back next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.